Welcome to Knicks Home Court with your host. My name is Greg Armstrong. This is episode number 49. And how can I start this? I'll just jump right into it. So I wanted to evaluate and analyze the Knicks as a group. Unfortunately, I have to do it more as individuals because of the way the rotations have gone the last 3 games. We got players sitting, we got players getting rest. I just don't know what's going on actually. I'm not going to be too critical of Jeff Hornacek because I literally don't know what his plan is and what is he doing. Also, he's probably trying to figure out, I know he's trying to figure out his rotations. And I know that I'm excited because I want to see the Knicks play. I want to see the entire team. I want to see them out there. I'm excited about that. So I got to leave a little leeway for that. But with that being said, it just feels like there's no rhyme or reason to what they're doing. I'm not taking rotation seriously. Mind you, it's the preseason. But you need chemistry. You need to start to develop it. However, there's one more preseason game, and which is the Wizards, and then you have like a week, and then you do. I guess at that time, that's when you pick your rotation, and you say, okay, we're gonna practice all week with these guys that are starters. Because I don't think that's another thing too. When it comes to practicing, I think by the time after that game, or maybe by the Wizards game, you gotta kind of use the starters. And maybe that's why he's sitting guys like this, so he can have his full complement of players for the last game. I would have preferred it for this game, at least, to have your full complement of players. But that's that. That's that in a nutshell. That's how he wants to do it. Maybe one day he'll explain his philosophy on it. Because my philosophy is simple. You take the best 10 players and you let them play. And you know what? If a certain player who's not amongst those 10 or maybe even 12, if they're not amongst the 10 during the preseason game, you got to earn it during the practice. And to me, if you're not dominating in practice, then you're not seeing playing time in the preseason, even though it's the preseason, unless you're doing that to help a player get picked after you cut him. Or, like I said, extensive garbage time. Other than that, I don't see a reason why, Anyway, let me move on to the players. There's been I've seen some good individual performances. I've seen a little bit of team performance. Like, I like the resiliency, trying to come back, trying to fight back. The fake comeback the Knicks always do. One bright spot tonight, a bright spot that I really am happy about, was Damian Dotson. I was really happy to see him get extensive playing time with the starters, with players who are going to be here this year. And apparently, he's getting the play because he's playing defense, which is awesome. If he's going to play defense, we already know he can shoot that 3. He could do more than shoot the 3, but we already know he can shoot that 3. So if he's going to play defense, he might make his way into that rotation. Because if he's 6'6", 205 pounds, he has good size. He could play the 2 and the 3. And if he's going to play defense and knock down 3-pointers, it's going to be hard to keep him off the court. Like I said, I see him as a younger version and possibly more athletic version than Danny Green. I see that. And if he's even just Danny Green without the athleticism, that's a good player. A smart, very smart player. So I was very much impressed by his game tonight. Tim Hardaway Jr. is going to do what he does, score. He's a scorer. I see he was picking up the pace. See, what happens is, the reason why I was looking forward to seeing the team that's going to play this year is because what happens is, players like Tim Hardaway Jr., players like Courtney Lee or whatever, they start understanding, okay, this guy is an aggressive scorer. This guy is not an aggressive scorer. Okay, this is when I need to score or shoot, to try to keep the team in the game. Like, when you keep switching up, you don't know who is who. And that's a problem. But again, that's not going to continue, obviously. Who else? Jared Jack, I'm going to tell you, I have not been impressed with Ramon Sessions at all. At all. I have not been impressed by him. One game he did a little bit, not this game, but the game, or 2 games ago, he put up some good numbers or whatever. But I think Jared Jack is outplaying him. And I don't think Jared Jack is good either. I mean, I wouldn't mind actually keeping both of them because you got a veteran. It's good to have a veteran, even if it's as a 12th man. It's good to have him because you got to guard against things like injuries. Like, for example, put it like this. If Frank Ntilikina was playing, one of those, if he was like relatively healthy and no problems, one of those guys would be playing. I mean, one of those guys would get cut. Unfortunately, I don't even know if Ntilikina or Porzingis is playing in the next game. And I'm going to get on Porzingis in a minute. I don't really know if they're going to play in the next game. I really don't know what's going on. And that's bad. When you 2 of the players that you hope to be your future are both hurt. Now, it could be the Knicks front office or the coaching staff and overreacting and saying, you know what, we're going to just make sure everybody's healthy for the beginning of the season. I can feel that. But if you don't get any chemistry and don't get any camaraderie and get used to playing with each other, shoot, the Knicks going to lose the first 10 games. They're going to be 0-10, you know. Anyway, I don't think that's going to happen because there are other bad teams in the league. Now, let me get on to defense again just a little bit because I don't really need to talk about defense. I already stated what I think about the Knicks defense. But again, the one thing that frustrates me in NBA, and now I'm seeing it, and I think it might be a defensive rotation. I think the Knicks defense rotates. Like, what I mean is, like, when the ball is on the weak side or the strong side, whatever, just let's say the right side of the court, the guy who's guarding the three-point line on the left side of the court sags off of his man to close out the paint, right? That's how they do it. I think this is a bad defense. If that's what they're doing, it's a terrible defense. I think the defense, nowadays defense, you have to forget about the 2-point shot. Just forget about it. You need to force teams off of that 3-point line, especially a team like Houston. You know they were going to shoot 30 to 40 threes, 40 to 50 threes. You know they're going to shoot threes. You know that's all they want to do. They don't even want layups. You can give them a layup, and they're still going to push it out to the 3. So my thinking is, you need to then you got guys on the 3-point line. For example, I think Clint Capella or one of them big Nene, you could put a man right next to him because he's not going to dribble by you. Why are you even rotating? Just stand next to your man. And you know what? Something Kristaps said, and let me tell you something about Kristaps. He seems like the type that's going to speak on the bullshit. Even though he's kind of throwing his man under the bus a little bit, his coach under the bus a little bit. But let's be real. He said it. Just guard your fucking man. Why are we doing this help defense bullshit? That's why we keep fucking up. Running around like a chicken. No. The plan should be this. No, I don't know about help defense. This is the plan. This is the plan should be. Run teams, especially 3-point shooting teams, run them off the 3-point line. They still probably going to score. They're probably going to still do what they do, but run them off the 3-point line. Or stay with that person, but run them off because most of these teams, they're not even, let me tell you, because of this 3-point shooting frenzy the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever, now that it's like mainly a 3-point league, players are coming up in AAU basketball, international basketball. They're coming up shooting threes, not mid-range twos. A lot of players don't even, I guarantee you, there's a lot of players that can't do a little dribble, pull up from the top of the key, pull up from the foul line. That's just not their game anymore. What they would do, I'm going to tell you, if you chase them off the 3, they're going to fake, and then they're going to run up a little bit, and then they're going to try to pass it to another 3-point shooter, and you chase him off the 3. You keep chasing him off the 3, you're going to have a team like Houston playing out of their game plan. Now, of course, it's important to know the team you're playing. You know, not every team you need to chase off the 3-point line. Like, say, like a team like Toronto, they like to score inside. So you have a better chance against them as far as you could just guard them with that rotation. You can do that. You know, and try to stay with your man as much as possible. But when you're talking about a team that primarily shoots threes, you have to chase them off the 3-point line. Yeah, Trevor Ariza is good. He can go to the hoop. He can dunk and all that. But when's the last time you really seen him do that? When's the last time you really seen Gordon go to the paint? They don't really. They shooting threes. Ryan Anderson, chase him off the three. He's not going into the paint at all. He gonna take one shot. He gonna take one. He gonna fake. He gonna take a couple of steps in and pass the ball or shoot a mid range, which he probably not gonna make. I'm telling you. And I feel like the Knicks defense is so antiquated. And a lot of NBA teams still coach defense based on the old offensive systems. And it bugs me out. And I don't even, listen, I'm just a regular guy. I'm just amazed that these teams still do that. Pack the paint and run out the three-point shooters. You know how much these guys practice 500 shots a game with people running at them. They practice that shit. So they're not going to be nervous because you're running at them. No, but if you guard them and you don't let them get, see, the key to disrupting it. First of all, the key to a three-point shooter is rhythm. The key to any jump shooter is rhythm. Rhythm. You do not let a player get in his rhythm. How you don't let him get into his rhythm? By being close to him. So even if he gets the ball, he's not in a rhythm. See, if he gets the ball and he set, sometimes I can see before the guy put up the shot, I'm like, that's good. You know why? Because he's in rhythm. He gets the ball, he hops to his spot, or he gets to, he's in his spot and he's going straight up. So when you're running at him, you're just like a jump shooting drill. It's not going to shake him up. It's not going to keep him from shooting the ball. It's like a drill to him. It's nothing. I'm going to hit this three in your face. That's why you keep seeing Knicks players running out to players and shots getting hit in their face. And I don't understand. Like I said, you have to guard the three-point line. Chase every team. You need to chase them off. You need to chase them off the three-point line. Why? Because 3 is more than 2. So you guard the 3 more than you guard the rim. Yes, I'm saying that because players don't go to the rim. You see it. Don't get me wrong. You'll see it when players overextend. But your first thing you want to do is take away the three-point shot. Just take away the three-point shot. Fuck it. Don't worry about the paint. Because like I said, again, I can say it till I'm red in the face. And I've been watching this game for a minute. And I'm telling you, watch all the games and watch the good defensive teams. The good defensive teams don't let you get off three-point shots. That's a good defensive team. We're not going to let you shoot it. We're going to run you off the spot. You might get a layup here and there. You might get an easy bucket, but you're not going to get that three-point shot. Because what you're going to do is you're going to get that easy 2. Okay, fine. I'm going to come down. You're not going to guard the 3, and I'm going to hit a 3. That's what I'm going to do. So now you just hit an easy 2, and I just hit an easy 3. Which is better? Even on the fast break, I just see so many holes. And to me, I feel like, yes, they're not a good defensive team, even though I do believe defenses will. And you can, especially if you can move, you can play good D. But my thing is, I think they're being coached wrong. Because, again, I saw it today. I said, let me just focus on the defensive end. Let me just take a look at this real quick. So I'm focusing on the defensive end, and I'm noticing Lance Thomas, who's a good defender. Hold on. Got to check on that Yankee game. Lance Thomas, who's a good defender, he's a good defender. But he's not guarding his man. He's sagging off of his man on the left side of the court when the other team's on the right side of the court. And what happens is the guy penetrates. He gets a pick. This happens every time against the Knicks. He gets a pick on the right side of the court. He starts to penetrate, even though you have a center. You have my thing is, look. First of all, I mean, you just need IQ. And what happens is when the guy starts to penetrate, you leave your man from 3-point to help on the penetrator. And what does he do? Kick it out to your man, because that's what he wanted to do anyway. So I'm like, listen, if you're playing against a team, this is what I would do. I would start off, guard the 3-point line. I don't care about layups. I don't care about mid-range jump shots. If a team shows that that's what they're going to do, if they're going to continue scoring in the paint, then we got to adjust. But trust me, most of these NBA teams, that's why they got crushed by the Nets. That's why they got crushed by the Rockets. Oh, they're going to get crushed by 100 points by Golden State with this defense of the way they're playing. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I wish I could shoot them an email like, check it out, dog. Guard the 3-point line and that's it. Fuck the paint. You can't do both. You have to choose. Which one are you going to lose by? Because one thing I'll tell you, the three-point shot is demoralizing. I saw in the last game, the Knicks had the lead, right? They had a nice 10-point lead with a minute and something left in the third quarter. And sure enough, that team came down, had 3 stops, hit 3 3-pointers, and then hit a free throw, and the score was tied. They scored 10 points, and it was still 30 seconds left. Because that's what the three-point shot does. The two doesn't do that. Even though the shot underneath the basket is the most efficient, because a lot of times you get fouled or you score. That's true. However, a lot of players are not scoring in there. They're not going that close. Chase them off the three-point line. I think I went on and on and on about that. I'm sorry about that. It just drives me crazy when I see it. Another thing I want to talk about Kristaps, right? Now, by now, all the Knicks fans may have heard what Alan Hahn had to say. That, he had a -20, which again, I don't like those stats, those plus-minus stats. However, a -20 for suppose your best player on a court. That's what happens. But I just want to tell everybody, I told y'all, when Melo's gone, they're going to start really scrutinizing Kristaps. They're going to really start scrutinizing him. So he got to be up for it. He's going to have to carry himself a certain way. He's going to have to do the heavy lifting. It's on you, dog. That is not an easy burden to handle for a young player, especially in New York, especially when everybody thinks you're going to be this superstar. I'm like, listen, hold off on the superstar talk. Maybe he will be a superstar. But for one, he got to stay healthy. This dude bumps and bruises. He bumps and bruises all the time. And this is the thing. What worries me about Kristaps Porzingis, and I hope this never happens, but the way he plays and his height does not make for a healthy player. He doesn't play big. He plays small, and he's a giant. And what I mean by that is all that running, foot, ankle, all that shit. All that shit. All that could be a problem. And he's your franchise. Who's your second best? Hardaway? You need Kristaps to become a superstar this year if you're going to even sniff 35 games. And that's the best case scenario for me. The best case scenario, of course, is always win a championship. We know that's not happening, okay? Let's just get that out of there. But what I'm saying is the best case scenario for this Knicks team is if Kristaps can lead them to a playoff berth, even if it's an 8th seed with this young core, that would be ahead of schedule. It'll be way ahead of schedule. We're still going to get no matter what. See, this is what I want to say, Knicks fans. No matter what, the Knicks are going to get a top 20 pick. Top 20 players are good. Don't get it twisted. You could draft a player 1 that could be a scrub. You could draft a player 20 that could be a star. So that's how I look at it. We're going to get a good draft pick. There's no reason to tank the entire season for a 14% chance to get a fucking number 1 pick. And for a chance, a 14% chance at a number 1 pick who has a chance to actually be good. Think about that for a second. So I'm not with that. I want the Knicks. I want to see development. Win total is not as important as development to me. But it would be nice if, he's the franchise. What are you going to do? Now, you know what? I just thought of something. Just popped in my head real quick. Karl Anthony Towns and Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't know how good they're going to be. They got Jimmy Butler and Jeff Teague. They got a nice starting 5. Their bench is just trash. It just popped in my head real quick. I have a feeling they're not going to make the playoffs, even though they made those big moves. So I'm just saying. I don't know how good they're going to be. It's going to be crazy. Anyway, back to the Knicks. It just dawned on me. So, anyway, like I said, welcome to the world. They're not going to get on Hardaway because Hardaway's going to do exactly what. I'm going to tell you like this. Tim Hardaway is going to be at least, at worst, the player he was last year. 14 points a game. At best, he's going to explode. Kristaps, at worst, 18. At best, I think he's going to average like 26 points a game. 26 and 9 if he's healthy. You know why I say that? It's because he's going to get enough touches to do it. Can he do it, though? Can he carry that load every night like that? And he's gonna have some big scoring nights too. So anyway, I just want to see. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, their last game of the season, it could take on a regular season feel, and hopefully, because you got a whole week to recover, hopefully their starting unit is back. And now that I've seen the preseason, most of the preseason, I'm lukewarm on Doug McDermott. I don't think he should start, because the reason why I don't think Doug McDermott should start, not because of his defense, because we knew that was shitty, but he's not hitting the three-point shot right now. And for you to start with that lack of defense, you got to be an incredible shooter. So right now, I don't see him in the starting lineup. I don't see Courtney Lee in the starting lineup, because we need Courtney Lee off the bench. Trust me. Courtney Lee is going to play more than 30 minutes a game, so it doesn't matter if he starts. He's going to play 30 minutes a game. He'll play a lot of minutes at the 3, a lot of minutes at the 2. It doesn't matter. He's going to play 30 minutes a game, maybe even a couple of minutes at the 1. But I think the Knicks starting lineup should be, actually, it sounds crazy, but I think Frank Ntilikina should start, because I'm looking at all these guards, and that limited time that Ntilikina played, the team looked the best. He moves the ball, he penetrates. He moves the ball, he finds the open man, and he's a good defender. So, yes, I want Ntilikina to start the season. He's fragile, but that's life. Because that's why you got those other 2 guys to back him up. Because I feel like this, instead of taking him out the starting lineup, like some people will say, oh, don't put him in the starting lineup in case he fails, you got to take him out. No, what you do is if he's starting to fail, you keep him in the starting lineup, and you just start reducing his minutes. That's all. You reduce his minutes a little bit. You take him out after, or you let him learn. I don't think he's going to be that bad as long as his defense is good. So if you have Frank Ntilikina, I won't say Anthony Hardaway, Tim Hardaway Jr., Michael Beasley, yes, I said Michael Beasley, Kristaps Porzingis, and his cancer. You can't ignore someone like Beasley, who's a professional scorer. Lance Thomas, honestly, tonight he looked decent. I got to see more from him. But again, this is the thing y'all need to figure out. Y'all need to understand. Just because I named that starting lineup, and only 2 defenders, supposedly 2 known defenders, are in that starting lineup with Porzingis and Ntilikina, you can yank these guys after 1-2 minutes. You don't have to, starting. I think people make too much to do about who's starting. Almost like we're in high school and junior high school. Who's starting? And I always point out, Ginobili's going to the Hall of Fame, and he didn't start for the last 6-7 years. Maybe longer than that. He's still going to the Hall of Fame. So, miss me with all that starter shit. It don't really matter. But I think that I would prefer to start the lineup with that. Or even Dark Horse McDermott, because you want to catch lightning in a bottle. That's what you do. You want to catch lightning in a bottle. You want to see, maybe this can be a cohesive offensive unit. I would prefer somebody like Doug McDermott at the 3 so he can space the floor, because Beasley doesn't space the floor, but he scores. Or you could put Beasley at the 4 and Porzingis at the 5. He don't want to play the 5. Okay. Or Dark Horse, Damian Dotson, starting at the 3. He got the size. He don't look overmatched out there. I would be excited about that. If he started Damian Dotson at the 3, I'd be excited. You know why I'd be excited? Because he's young. And I can go with losing, and I can go with all of that. As long as we got the youngsters in there, oh, that'd be nice. Because now you got people who can spread the floor. And then you got a lot of good players for the bench. Because in a way, I don't want Beasley to start, because Beasley can be that microwave off the bench. You can literally give him the ball off the bench. You can have Beasley, Courtney Lee. You got them veterans come in off the bench. But anyway, I'm just freestyling it tonight. I just figured I wanted to get a podcast up. Wanted to talk about this Knicks team. I'm not hot takey right now. I'm not Mr. Hot Take. I mean, it's frustrating watching this team sometimes, and the coaching, but you really don't know what's going on in the preseason. You don't know what they're working at. You don't know what they're looking at. Even players, they're working on new moves, different things, so they play differently. When the season starts, And remember, it's 82 games, folks. It's 82 games. Don't get too excited about one game, especially one preseason game. But again, look for them how they guard the three, and look how the team rotates, and maybe leave it in the comment section and let me know if you think they're doing it right. Because sometimes personnel, but sometimes it is. I mean, it's always personnel, but coaching goes a long way. And I see a lot of teams play defense like that, where they got this rotation thing. I wish I can draw it on there. It's like an amoeba, basically. You have, you're extended out to the right side, and your left side is more like packed in the paint. Then when you extend out to the left side, your right side is more packed into the paint. I disagree with this. You see, they always talking about spacing the floor so the guards can run by. And I'm going to tell you that's one thing that hurts Porzingis playing the four. In this team, in this game now, the way it's played, he's mainly going to be by one of the corners and three-point line with teams that shoot threes. So he won't have the same effect at the rim, Anyway, I thought it was quick. It was actually 20-some minutes. All right. Well, this brings us to the end of Knicks Home Court. I'm your host. My name is Greg Armstrong. This is episode number 41. You can also go to Life Culture Sports website. And you can find us on YouTube, and you can check iTunes for my other podcast, Life Culture Sports. Everybody have a good night. Don't go crazy. It's the beginning of it. It's not even the season yet. All right, everybody. Peace.